Absolutely. Thank you for spending your Friday with me. Appreciate this. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. That's a Painful Excellence podcast. Let's get it. The beautiful love is the word. Mark Wonderlick, Corey Joe, Rod Neal, Monta Musa Lifestyle. Dr. Mark in the building, Corey Joe. Woke, Tay Tay, Future Ex-Wife Salute, Brian Mason, what's going on? Be more in the building. Chilltown Majors, The Quiet Storm in the building. Yashua, what's going on? Eric Jordan, Philip D in the building. John Pounds, my brother Woke, Hen Dog, Eric Jordan, Paul Carrick, what's going on? Smash the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Today, this is going to be kind of groundbreaking for me, and I have some explaining to do. Tat Lawson, salute. I have some explaining to do. Y'all see the meme that I created. As you know, of course, the Godfather has passed, the brother Kevin Samuels, and I ain't got to tell you the impact that he's made and the overall community. Very eye-opening. What I found interesting about his work was that he to me started a bunch of conversations that most grown men were already having. You got to understand, I'm a man of a certain age. And salute to my brother David Scott III early in that super chat. He said, salute, Drew, hashtag PEP. No doubt. Much love and appreciation. Jerome King, salute. Village brother, what's going on, family? I got your Zelle. Thank you so much, brother. I got it. When I got off the air, I saw it. Salute to you, good brother. Thank you. Thank you, village brother in that Zelle. No, it was a Venmo. I think it was Venmo. It was Venmo. I'm sorry. Thank you. Salute to you in the Venmo. I'm a man of a certain age, so a lot of the conversations that I heard Kevin say when I first heard him, you gotta understand. And let me get to this real quick. Salute to the brother, The Quiet Storm. He said checking in for the pep talk. Salute to you, good brother. You know what I'm saying? You brothers and sisters are always support, man. Much love and appreciation to all of you. One thing I realized when I first saw Kevin, I scrolled past his videos a bunch of times. I just kept seeing him. I said, who's this slim brother? What's he talking about? And he was actually talking about fashion. And I said, this is different. This is very different. I didn't get y'all know what I'm talking about. KP from KC5, salute. I didn't get the homosexual vibe from him or nothing. I said, I like seeing brothers, that are in tune with how to dress, because we need more of that. Because again, I'm a man of a certain age, and my time of walking around in the street, I never sagged my pants. Let me just be clear on that. But my time of dressing like I'm on a corner, I grew out of that. And I kind of cringe when I see brothers my age still doing that. Like I said, if there was one thing that I could have taken back when I did the Sugar Hill interview, was I would have took that damn camouflage do-rag off my head. But I told y'all, I came in from the gym and Tay Jones called me. And I was gone. I didn't think to change my appearance before I got on there. And hence the legend began. But on my other boxing channel, I just wear a tank top and whatever. But over here, I try and keep it casual. I wear a Kangol or a regular hat, or this is something I could wear this with some slacks, in the summertime at a rooftop bar, which I've done before. I get away with that, a little fashion thing. But that's how I remember Mr. Samuels, and then when I started watching him, he was focusing a lot of his time on talking to the brothers. And I said, look, we need that, man, because we need to get right. You know, you hear me use the term grown adolescent a lot. And we have to do better as Black men. I look at the old scrapbooks of my grandfather, my uncles. I told you that my Uncle Bill lived next door in the next building over from Sugar Ray Robinson. He used to have a bar in Harlem called Sugar Ray's. There's a picture. It's at my dad's house. But everybody was out there with the Cadillac in front, and everyone had hats on. And they were dressed accordingly. They were all hanging out, but at any time they can actually sit down and discuss business. They were dressed for the part, you understand? And salute to Corey Joe in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. You said something for the plate, smash the like, man. Salute to you, man. Much love and appreciation. Salute, phenomenal Mexican. Salute to you, man. And yeah, I saw that phenomenal Mexican. And it's sad. We had to take a lot of pride in how we dress and how we, talk like. You have to wear multiple hats. There's a time and place for everything. When me and my friends get together, our language is from a garbage can. But when we're conducting business with different people. But that was my introduction to Kevin Samuels. And then I was actually watching live that day when that woman, imposed on his show. And that was the Average at Best show. Someone clipped it, put it on Wall Star, and then it took off. And the legend began where he was actually trying to help the community, and women were, at war with him. Some women and some men, fatherless men that had issues that just saw the highlights of that clip and they didn't see the whole thing. And the reason why I identify with that is because it happened to me. My first interaction with Devin Alexander, he didn't know the conversation that I had with Sugar Hill was about 30 minutes. He didn't know that. When he saw it, it was only 4 minutes. I said, brother, no, I spoke to that man for a long time. I sent him the clip and he said, man, this is what they tried to do to us to get us fighting. They had me thinking that I was just some random fan being disrespectful. And that's what they did with Kevin. They got this thing called Kevin Samuels highlights when he's only getting into arguments with people. And if you just watch that, you don't understand who he was and what he was trying to do. He was actually trying to help. I heard his mixer group is still on Facebook. One of the things he didn't allow white women into the mixer group. This is what I heard. Why? The reason for that is because the high value men that were in his mixer group, he would rather them be matched up with black women. But this is a man that hated his mother, if you let someone else tell it. You understand what I'm saying? So that was my introduction to Kevin Samuels. Now, when the brother passed, it hit me. I was like, damn, man, this guy was doing great work. And guess what? He had hypertension. I have hypertension. You understand? Which is why I got to take it easy sometimes. But he also was a cancer survivor. A lot of times when you beat those diseases, there's like long-term effects. Now, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. They said he actually died of, he had a heart attack. They say natural causes, but meaning that there was no foul play, because there was a lot of people that, who was the girl he was with? And she poured him a drink, and it was a lot of that going on. That didn't happen. Then the lies came out. He died alone. No, he did not. Okay, he did not. And y'all know, I don't want to talk about how they dragged him. I don't want to take it into that situation. But it was a loss. It was a huge loss. And salute to Squeegee Kid in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, please be sure that you hit the like button, channel support info, Venmo at Drew Titan, Zelle, 1,000 slaps at gmail.com, Cash App, $ Drew Titan LLC. Salute to you, Squeegee Kid, man. Much love and appreciation to all of you guys who support me on both my channels. Thank you. And I'm just trying to narrow down on my third channel on Bear Cave. I'm trying to narrow down to find a way, because when I do lives over there, I want to hit y'all in the head with something special. It's gonna be me, Stormy, and Platboy Plays. We're gonna hit you with something special over there. I'm just trying to narrow things down and figure it out. Salute to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much, man. This is not possible without your help. Trust me. And I actually enjoy this. And quiet is kept. We're not so quiet. I'm actually enjoying my time here more than on the boxing channel, because on the boxing channel, we talk about more of the nonsense that really raises my blood pressure. And over here, there are things that do raise my pressure, but I feel better getting it out, and I can give my opinion, and we can also discuss solutions. So this is a release for me. In Bear Cave, I'm just gonna go have fun. Like every Monday, me and Stormy are having fun on his channel. We do Noise on Culture, man. It's great, man. But none of this is possible without your support, and we really appreciate you. Thank you guys, man. So thank you, Tay Tay. Appreciate that. So yeah, John, I don't know what it was. But we lost the brother. And Reese, what up? We didn't know how special he was until he was gone. Because one thing I found was he started a conversation. And when I first heard him, I was like, man, this brother's saying everything. I remember, I'm gonna tell you something unique about algorithms. Me and my boy was talking one day, and he said, man, you heard of this dude called named Kevin Samuels? And I looked at him, I said, yo, his video's been popping up a lot. He said, yeah, you ever watch? I said, yo, I've been knowing about him for a couple of years now. He does a lot of fashion and cologne and stuff. But I said, I like him when he talks to us, the men. He's talking to these young men to get it together. You know what I'm saying? Once you hit like 25, you can't be walking around, in the street hanging out. Like, I wear a do-rag, but I'm going to the gym. I don't just put it on to go outside and be chilling. I don't do that. Not anymore. I haven't done that in years. So, we was talking about that, and then Average at Best happened. And then he got hit with the landslide of the feminist movement came for him, and he fought them off. A lot of men would have been like, yo, I'm gonna get back to dealing with the men. I'm just gonna block all these chicks and eventually they'll stop trolling. No, he opened his front doors and said, bring the smoke. And you know what? He wasn't going back and forth with them, screaming and hollering and cursing. He was hitting them with logic. And he was identifying certain behavior. And then something really peculiar started to happen. There were women that called him up and said, yo, you know what? I appreciate you. And then a year after that, I didn't like you when I first heard you. You know why? Because he was doing shows, and whatever the topic was, it would hit them in the heart. And then it would rethink everything. And then you started hearing testimonials. Oh my God, me and my fiance was about to break up, and we sat down and heard one of your shows, and we applied what you said to our lives, whether it would be them getting therapy or anything. You know what I mean? You know how much good that man has done, but you don't hear all of that. You don't hear all of that. It was, and you're right, love is a word. He was very smart. He was very articulate, and he was well dressed. And he set a standard, man. He set a standard. And and you know what I appreciated about him? Well, I appreciated him for a lot of things, but one of the things that I noticed was that for the men that weren't so well-spoken and not as articulate, or they were not good at expressing themselves. They didn't have a big enough grasp of the English language, to put it bluntly, or they were feeling something like, yo, I know there's something wrong with this situation and I can't put it into words. They would hear Kevin and say, damn, that's it. When he would say, yo, man, book a session. Sometimes, I never knew anybody that actually booked the session, but I did hear about it. I didn't know anyone personally, but I did hear about it, and they were like, "Yo, it helped." Sometimes you need someone to tell you what's going on, straight up, no filter. And when he would say book a session, it was like, "Yo, we don't need the audience to hear your business." And when you reach the pinnacle of your craft, you're not supposed to be doing it for free anyway. He was an image consultant, and his clientele, from what I understand, these were the high value men. A lot of people don't understand that wasn't just a slogan to say a high value man. And I don't want to go through what the criteria was for a high value man or high value woman, but all he said was they make a certain amount, they associate with themselves, and y'all know the smear, y'all know. And this is what they look for in a woman. And that's not to say that all men want a woman that has to be a size 4 and she has to be 5'5" and like a just size 2 or 4, whatever. Look, that's not. Look, there's chubby chasers. There's men that like women that are thick. There's men that like women fat. It's fine. What he was saying is, based off of his experience and his clientele, these high value men, these are the women that they look for from a certain age group. And all he was doing was sharing that information. What's the information supposed to do? It's supposed to help you. Some women said, okay, well, I'm at the right age. I'm working on the feminine. I can get fit, or I'm already fit. And if I want this kind of man, because I don't want to work, I want him to take care of everything while I'm his help me. This is what you have to do. There was women that actually did that. And then there was women that were resistant towards the information he was giving. How are you going to be resistant to the information he's giving when he's working with the men directly? He's trying to help you out and tell you. What I noticed was a lot of the women that gave that resistance, what was going on with them most of the time? And those were the women that was getting on there screaming and hollering and calling him gay and everything else. It was like, wow. You want this man that makes X amount of money. You don't want to work. And then you're on there talking about you deserve this. And a lot of those chicks had kids. And then when he would hit them with the, wait a minute, you deserve. How tall are you? Dress size? How much you weighed the last time you weighed yourself? And you would hear these bugged out measurements. And he would say, well, sorry to inform you, but the men that I work with, my clientele, they're not looking for you. And that's all he would say. And that's not to say, and then they will go off on a tangent. Oh, well, I got men and I turned down engagements or whatever. But you know what? You only date men on your level. What's your level? You go to DR, you get your waist snatched. Now you have no hanging stomach, but you got wide hips and a big old ass and probably naturally big boobs, and you look really Instagram nice. But ain't nobody want to marry you. They'll smash you, but don't get the two confused. It's just like, just because you work at a bank and millions of dollars come through your hands, you still only make $80,000 a year. You understand? That kind of thing. Just because you got men in your face or in your inbox, none of those are the men that you say you want. And what he was doing was sharing information. Now, you could have taken that and improved yourself, or you could have fought with him. A lot of those women chose to fight. Most women says, nah, I want that high value man. And they work towards that. But y'all know, y'all was there for it. And Soup the Squeegee Kid back in that super chat, he said, when KS was still here, I had a female coworker tell me one day that she was having an adjustable 6-day. And I was like, where you hear that from? Man, Kevin Samuel is everywhere. Yeah. Some women were very honest with themselves. Some wasn't. And weren't. See, I gotta fix mine. Jeff Sparks, salute. And let me say this. There were There were women that agreed, and there were women that disagreed. And the women that disagreed, I'm willing to bet today, from the time the man has passed, today, they've probably had a couple of lovers. And I'm willing to bet, I'm going to say a high 90% or more. If they're not engaged or married, they're not with the man 100% that they said that they wanted, that Kevin Samuels described. And they call themselves settling. High value is more than just income. Those are criteria. And the sad truth is, there were women, this era of women are taught that they're all tens, they're queens of the earth, and they are the table. And none of that is true. You have to earn your spot in this world, just like we have to earn our spot. We have to qualify to have a wife, do we not? We could propose, and there's a bunch of videos on it all over YouTube. Proposals gone wrong, where the dude proposed on one knee, and the chick looks around and goes running out the restaurant, running out off the basketball court. It's crazy. There's a bunch of them. I don't know how much of that shit is real or not, but men, we have to qualify to take care of a woman, for a woman to say yes. We get judged all the time. She has a right to look at you and say, hey man, you handsome and all, but you still live with your mother and you're 35. You work at McDonald's and you don't want to, you just got a high school diploma. That's okay. But that's all you want to do. I can't, there's things that there's places I want to be in life. And you can't provide that for me. A woman has a right to say that. Oh, Drew, you shouldn't say that. Yes, I would. My daughter couldn't come to me and say, Daddy, he's so handsome, and I meet him. Oh yeah, he's a handsome brother. He might be big like me, might be throwing around weight in the gym like me. What do you do for a living, young man? I work at McDonald's. How old are you? I'm 24. Okay. You in school? School's not my thing. Kane, what up? Rod, what up? School's not your thing. Where do you live? I live with my mother. What? So where do you see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years? I don't know. I don't want my daughter nowhere near that guy. He could look like The Rock. What's that doing for me? Nothing. But I don't want her not, laying around with this dude who has no ambition, but he just likes the gym and likes to work out and eat right. But he's content living in his mama basement, working at McDonald's. He don't even want to be a manager. I'm sorry. No. So men, we get judged every day. We judge women off their looks. And then once that is satisfied, now we want to know what they can do for us. They look at us, okay, yeah, you're handsome, all that, but what's that bank account looking like? Where are you going to be in the next 2 to 5 years? I need to know what team I'm playing for. Am I about to play for the 1996 Chicago Bulls? Or the 1996 LA Clippers? You know what I mean? So why am I bringing this up? First of all, here's the thing. Y'all remember when I had Femi on here, and one of the things she said, which was an eye-opener. I mentioned Kevin Samuels, of course, because she met the criteria of everything wrong with our black women. She said to me, "Why are you on this Disney?" I said, ooh, wow. Why are we on this Disney? The Mitchell Show, what up? And that was strange. You know what's crazy? And here's why I'm gonna start doing a lot more reviews. You know why? You know why? Reviews. And I just had this epiphany not 3 days ago. I was talking to my brother Theo Coop. I was talking to my brother Dave for like 3 hours the other day. And whoa, let me tell you something. Let me tell you why these reviews are so important. You see a lot of them on YouTube. Let me tell you why reviews are so important. Number one, it keeps the message alive. Whether you hear it from me or Theo or Dave, it keeps the message alive. It reiterates it. That's number one. Number two, when you see a bunch of people saying, oh man, that's cheap. You're just ripping off his work. No, we're not. No, we're not. A, we're keeping the work alive. B, we're letting our audience know our personal perspective on it. Dave will say something. Maybe there's something he missed. I'll say something. Maybe Theo will say something that I missed. It's important to keep the message alive. That's number two. Number three, there's been times that I've said the exact same thing that Kevin has said. And what do you think happens? I just told you my boy took this linebacker out on a date and it went all crazy. And by the time I spoke to her, she was trying to chess match me with wits. And when I was just giving her the real, what did she say to me? You sound just like the manosphere. Wow. What the fuck is the matter with the manosphere? Nothing. It's everything you're resistant to, which is why you are in life where you don't want to be. Dysfunction is very real for you. You're 6'2", 300 pounds, 40 years old. You got a 23-year-old son who hasn't done a goddamn thing with his life. And you swear to God that the problem is people, as she put it. No self-reflection at all. But everything I was telling her, she's heard before. So I'm going to get blamed no matter what I said on my show. You can go back on any show, pick a show. I've said something along the lines of something that whether you've heard it from Kevin Samuels or just pick anybody. I know I've said some things along those same lines. And guess what? I'm a man. I'm 47 years old. I've been around. Everything that these brothers said, I know I've said it. I know I've thought it. So no one has to get on here and say, hey man, you biting off of Kevin. No, I'm not. What drew me to Kevin was, I said, man, I'd be in the car, me and my boy, it was like, yo, haven't we said this like 2 decades ago? And we start talking, you remember Shorty, da-da-da-da-da, remember that? I said, didn't we say that back in the 90s? And we'd be like, yeah, we've been saying this. We're gonna get accused of it anyway. And lastly, I think this is a reason number four. I'm petty at this point. So I want the shorties to oh yeah, Philip D. There's content for days. My channel's about to do some very, very special things. Because there's more to talk about it. It's one thing to talk about it, but now I'm gonna give examples. That's why reviewing certain content is very important. Because I'm fed up. And I'm petty. It's one thing to mention it. And I'm going beyond, yo, you remember this show where Kevin said, or Steve Harvey said, nope. I'm gonna fair use a lot of things. We're like, yo, peep this. Remember this? Uh-huh. Because I'm learning that the lost women don't like that. But if Kevin Samuels get on your nerves, hey, always go to Kendra G. She got some special women there. She fell out with Kevin before. Oh, you're judging women. No, women call up his show. They were beaming to her show to get rated. Matter of fact, the show that he was giving out ratings, that was one of his most peaceful shows ever. He didn't get into one argument. You know why? I think maybe one or two women called up. They were a little overweight, but they were understanding, and they said, "Oh, I know. Yeah, I got a dietitian, and I got this, and I got a personal trainer." But the majority of the women that called up that show, didn't they all meet the criteria? Oh, how do you rate yourself? Oh, I'm adjustable 6. And he looks at them, he says, no, you're a 9, you're an 8, you're a 10. That was one of his most peaceful shows. I thought it was gonna be a train wreck. I was like, uh-oh, tonight's gonna be crazy. Nope. Now, why is it that when women were calling up for ratings, it was one of the most peaceful shows? But every other show where the chick called out, I deserve a high value man, and I'm this and I'm that, and you got 3 kids, and you're 300 pounds, and you're 5'4", and you got your waist snatched. But when he tells you you're not going to attract a high value man like that, you got all the smoke for him. There go my brother Theo Coop, right on time. Eric Jordan back in that super chat, much love and appreciation. He says, women can always get a man to pluck them, but would that man marry you at the end of the day? That and they can, that you find I'm sorry, brother, it's late. Find value to marry you, and more than likely not. A lot of dudes will run up in something but not marry it. Lord knows I've done that a few times in my life. I'll smash, but I just told y'all. I was with a girlfriend, and when she was like, I want more, I'm like, nope, I don't. So these reviews are very, very important. They don't like Kevin Samuels? Fine. Go to Kendra G. Pick a show. One of my favorite ones, which I might review it. Shorty was like, when Kendra asked her, when was the last time you had sex? She was like, last night or a couple of hours ago. She was like, what? And dude walking around in the back. Is that him? Yeah. Wait. What? Wait a minute. You're in here looking for a man. You just got smashed by a dude walking around in the background, and her belly was hanging over her. It was a train wreck. And she was dead serious. What about the woman that jumped on her show talking about she's trying to secure a new father for her baby, her and her baby? Where your husband? Clinging to life in a hospital. Kendra had to tell her, you're the worst person ever on my show. Y'all remember that? See, those things have to be documented and spoke about, because I'm just speaking about it. But for the average person that's new to this, they'll run around trying looking for it. Nope, never fear. That's what the reviews are for. That's why the reactions are for. I'm going to do more than talk to you about it now. Now, I'm going to bring you the actual video. I'm like, yo, see? So when these women jump up on here and start talking, no, what about this? What about this? But guess what, y'all? Tonight's not about the woman. I bet y'all thought I was going to go off on it. Y'all see the title? Young Man's Misguided Blame, Red Pill Misuse. Young Man's Misguided Blame, Red Pill Misuse. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times, right now, things like red pill and manosphere and things like that, those are buzzwords, and it's a popular thing right now. I don't consider myself anything. I'm LDBC. A lot of people are like, what the F is that? It's a Lions Den boxing community, and we have so much talent that we've blossomed into the Lions Den broadcast community. I don't claim Manosphere or Red Pill or whatever. You know, I think that's like a group you got, or Passport Bro. I don't claim any of that. I see it, and there's a lot of it that I do support. But But sometimes ideologies get popular and everybody wants to jump on its coattails without understanding exactly what it is. Some people will represent a certain thing and not understand what it is. And that's a bad thing, because now you got passport bros, but you also have people that are repping it and they're not really that. And they're putting their business out online. And then people that want to tear down the passport bros will point at the worst of the worst. Passport pookies. Dudes going to other countries, just filming women and doing all kinds of dirt. Well, here's the thing. Passport bros is a new concept, but men going out of country to freak off, that's old. They've always been there. Passport bros are actually looking for significant others. Stormy B men in the building. You understand? But in this review that I'm gonna do, and Theo, let me know if I'm doing the right thing. I'm gonna say fair use. I'm gonna say fair use, because I'm gonna take y'all through this. This was a situation where a young man called up Kevin's show. And I want you to hear this, all right? Before I play it, I need you guys to understand. Mona D, salute. I need you guys to understand. Not every situation is your situation. There have been so many times we're growing up where I'm trying to court, no doubt, Philip D, court a woman, and I couldn't get past this defense that she had up. And I was just asking, what's wrong with you? Well, because, you know, men do this and men do that and men do this and men do that. And we're like early 20s. And I say, well, let me ask you a question. How many men you've been with to have this guard up? Oh, I had one boyfriend, but it ain't work out. I bet. What happened? Let me guess. You broke up with him? Yeah. Why? What did he do? Oh, well, you know, he didn't return my call and da 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 da. I'm like, well, he's in school. He's in college. He ain't got time to talk to you on the phone. You out here, you down here in the city. He's away at school. He's trying to. Okay, breaking up for him was the best thing because he's busy in college, but he ain't got time for you. But why are you assuming the worst? Maybe he wasn't on top of some chick. Maybe he was like actually in class. You don't know that. Well, I know college and I know this and I know that. The thing was, she was around a whole bunch of women that told her a lot of negative crap. And that was their experience. That was their situation. So she immersed herself in into a bunch of negative stuff. People that was, all they did was have negative rhetoric about men. And that was disgusting. So in this review, you're going to hear a young man who's telling himself a story, and he's pointing the finger where it don't need to be pointed. So without any further ado, let's get to it. This was from one of his shows called Are You Willing to Give Relationships a Second Chance? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Fair use, fair use.
Are you looking to change your mood? Well, these are full spectrum infused gummies from Hello Mood. I've been trying mood products for about a month now, and
God damn it.
And it was pertaining to who I was calling in, pertaining to who should forgive who first.
Okay.
And I believe that I'm not above absolving men of responsibility, but the problem that I believe that you speak about a lot is that we have a lot of feminized men and masculine women. So I believe that the burden is on women, because in life, what I've noticed as a black man is that a lot of our first great loves and great teachers, the people who we pay attention to the most because we've been deprived of our fathers, is the women. So that's why I believe the burden is on them, because right now, whether they want to accept it or not, they're the predominance of our teachers.
TJ, let me ask you a couple quick questions.
Now, that sounded cute what TJ was saying. It sounded cute. And in my example that I just gave, when I was out with that one Mentu, what up? When I was out with that one woman and I was trying to court her, but she had this big defense up and it was really good. But I was like, yo, what is wrong with you? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And you just got all this. What's wrong? And then she starts going off about what men do and what men did and what we think and what we do. I said, hold on. How many men have you been with to come to these realizations? How many men have you been with? She only had one boyfriend. So where you getting this from? So I believe right now what Kevin's about to do is ask him about himself. Because this brother, this young man, his name is TJ, I believe, and salute to him or whatever he is. He said an awful lot. But he sounded very young, didn't he? He said an awful lot, but he sounded very, very young. So let's get back to it. Fair use, y'all.
How old are you?
How old are you?
Me, I'm only 21.
What?
He said, I'm only 21. And then he did the uncomfortable laugh. Okay. Let's listen.
21. Was your father in your life?
Yes, I was raised by my dad.
Okay. So, how did you get to have this stronger a feeling again about black women at 20?
Did you hear what he said? And I need the women to listen. Kevin just asked a 21-year-old man, how did you get this strong feeling about black women at such a young age? Nobody's reviewed this video. I promise you they haven't. I listen to Kevin a lot. And I just listened to this a couple of days ago and I said, yo, no one's reviewed this? This is important. You know why? This was way after Average at Best. Everyone just thinks he's gay and he's a woman, you know, he hates women or whatever. And y'all need to listen to how he handles this situation. Salute to Joker Nutty Nate. He says, long live the Godfather. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Quiet Storm, I sure did. And the young man, he got the smoke detector in the back. You understand? Yeah, Mark. Yeah, this was. I said, wow, no one heard this one? No, don't look now. Kevin is actually sticking up for a black woman. Fair use, y'all. Let's listen in.
21 years old.
Well, I mean, growing up, my mom chose to go out and party and leave my dad, and she chose to go hang out with her friends.
You heard that? Growing up, his mother chose to party and hang out and leave him alone pretty much. Are y'all catching what I'm catching so far? So already he has a chip on his shoulder about his mother. But watch this, y'all. Who chose to procreate with his mother? His father. What do we always tell the sisters? Oh, niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't shit. Well, why you laid up with that dude?
What?
Don't that door swing both ways? Sound like his mother was a party animal. And daddy knocked up the party animal, and it sounds like she kept the baby. So it's okay for him to be angry at that. But just like we tell women, yo, look, you need to point the finger where it needs to be pointed. This young man, he needs to point the finger where he needs to be pointed. But let's listen in. Let's listen in. Fair use, y'all.
There would be times where I would call her and she wouldn't answer the phone. times I wouldn't get to see her, times where she moved and lived in another state. So the first great pain that I felt in my life was caused by a black woman. And instead of, I have a philosophy about life, and my philosophy
let me ask. Hold on. Is your mother still alive?
Yes.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
A couple of days ago. We talk. We're cordial, but we're not that close.
Okay. Were you raised with mother and father? Who raised you?
My dad.
Did your father remarry?
Yeah, he did. He had a wife.
Okay. He had a wife. You didn't have a stepmother?
Yes. She was my stepmother.
But the way you said it, he had a wife. You didn't say I had a stepmother.
I wasn't really a fan of her too much. Your
mother and your stepfather have any children together?
My mom is not married, but
No. Your mother, do your father and your stepmother have any children?
No.
Okay. Does your stepmother have any children?
No.
Okay. So you're an only child?
No. My dad actually just had 3 more kids when he turned 40, and my mom has a daughter.
Okay. Let me back up. Who's the mother of the? Your dad has 3 children now?
Wow.
Yeah, it's another woman.
Not the stepmother.
No, she went the hypergamy route.
Let me stop you. So your mother and father, your biological mother and father, was your biological father married to your biological mother?
No.
Okay.
They were teenagers. They separated.
All right, but then your father married your stepmother. How long were they married?
About 10 years.
10 years. What age did they get married? How old were you when they married? How old were you when they married?
I was about 3 when they got married.
And they divorced when you were roughly 13?
Yeah.
And from the age of 13 on, did your father have any other girlfriends?
Can you repeat that?
Your father, did he have another girlfriend or a serious relationship from the time you were 13?
He was single for a little while, and then he started dealing with a woman that he went to high school with.
All right, and then
recently.
And they have 3 children together?
Yes, but they're new, all within the first 5 years.
Right, are they married?
No.
What? Y'all see what's going on here? Y'all see what's going on here? I'm not saying his mother's a saint, but he don't see anything wrong with what his father's doing. Right over your head, right? Right over his head. He's 21 years old, and he thinks he's wise ahead of his time. And his mama is party all the time, right? But did this young man say he got 3 siblings? And he remarried and has problems calling it his stepmom, the woman his stepmom? Did he really just say that? And that man ain't doing shit wrong? He seems to have all the smoke for his mother. No smoke for his dad. Something ain't right. I mean, he raised him. I'm not saying that that's wrong. But this kid obviously has a chip with Reset Common Sense. Salute. This kid obviously has a chip on his shoulder. And what Kevin always did was he would dissect all of this stuff. He would cross-examine all of this. That's what I'm saying. No one reviewed this right here. This was crazy. I was laying in my bed half asleep, and then when I'm listening to it, I woke up and sat up like the Undertaker. Remember the old Undertaker? I was like, What? Jerome King says, well, he ain't married to the stepmother no more. He got 3 kids with a new woman. You hear this stuff? This is groundbreaking. This was groundbreaking. Salute to Rod Neal in that super chat. Much love and appreciation. He said, sounds like his pops didn't raise anything but his own lines. Exactly. He was there. The young man, I don't hear him complaining about him being late with child support or, nothing. So he was there. He probably kept him fed. I know dudes like that. They got several kids from several different women, and those kids don't want for nothing. He ain't with none of the girls, but my daughter's here, my son here, all the kids know each other. Whether the mothers get along, ain't got nothing to do with that. But he need this, done. She need this, done. Holidays, let me get them all. Bring them to the grandparents, done. And he keeps receipts just in case anyone wants to get froggy and go to court. He makes a lot of money though. I'll just say that. It's legal. He makes a lot of money. But whatever. Exactly, Eric Jordan. Bro, dad sounds like a Pookie. Ryan Wright, salute. Sounds like a Pookie, don't he? Now what happens? We always talk about these single, angry women who raise their daughters to dislike their fathers. They groom their kids, or they could do it to their son husbands. Here you have a situation where this young man, it doesn't sound like, doesn't sound like he's raising that boy to hate his mother, but he just left it out. Look, I took you in. You ain't have to want for nothing. You figure out what's going on with your moms. And he's decided to be mad with her. Smoke talk. What up? This is very interesting. Fair use, y'all. Back at it.
So your father had your mother, high school sweetheart, a love child with her. He married a child. He married a woman for 10 years. They divorced. You said she went the hypergamy route. Okay, then your father was with somebody he knew from high school, and they have 1, 2, 3 children in the last 5 years, but they're not married.
Yes.
Okay. What does your father do for a living?
My dad is a licensed pool operator, and he's some kind of engineer. I'm not sure.
What?
Now look, there are a lot of men that just get up getting down. For those of you that are my age, y'all remember Trouble Man? It was a movie. Get up getting down. He does something with pools, and he's some kind of engineer. Now I know there's a lot of brothers that just make it happen. And if their kids need something, they end up getting it. But this young man can't even tell us what his dad does for a living. Yeah, no doubt, man, too. Like I said, I got a close friend like that. He has multiple kids from multiple women, but they never took him to court because he was always around. And all 4 of his seeds know each other, and they have a great relationship. And on the holidays, he'd get them and take them to the grandparents' house. Rod Neal in that super chat, much love, he says, that's not what I meant. I meant to say that man didn't do a good job of raising anything but his own loins, sexual organs. Oh, I know. He didn't set an example. Exactly. You see, we all know that raising a child it's more than just being financially available. There are men that have no finances, but they want to be around their kid at least. Strange, There are men that want to, I ain't got no money, I'm in between jobs, but can I at least see my baby? And the women will be like, no, if you ain't got no money for me, this kid ain't got no time for you. One of those situations. That's a famous one. Then you got women that say, all right, I'm hitting you up for support, but the money don't mean nothing. Just spend time. Just spend time with the baby. Now I've heard women say, yeah, because I ain't got no time for him. He don't want to be around his baby. I've heard men say, yo, I'm on time with the bread, but I don't want to spend time with the kid because she's around and she's always trying to get in my pants. I've heard that. And her and I passed that. This kid was an accident, for Pete's sake. Last time I slept with her was when she told me, yo, I missed my period. And then she went ahead and spit the kid out. Now, I've 18 years, I got to deal with this. I can't stand her. And every time I go there, she's trying to get in my drawers. And I'm like, no. And then okay, we'll be back in court. I think he got a raise. I didn't get a raise. We got to play that game for 18 years. I done seen it all, man. This is why Kevin pushed marriage. No man or woman should be going through that if you're married. This is why this man pushed marriage. This is why when you're married, you ain't got to worry about whether he's going to be around or not. Because you're married. Do you understand that that's it in all the simplicity? That's why this man pushed marriage. That's why marriage is important. Let's get back to it. Fair use, y'all. This is fair use.
Do you go to college?
Yes.
You said he's a pool operator?
Well, he's got certified in that, and then he's also a barber, and then he does he used to work at San Francisco State, so he did some.
This man had no career. Omega Red, salute. This man had no career. He had jobs, and he's hustling because apparently his son ain't wanting for nothing. He loves his father. As you can see, he's more angry with his mother than he is with his father. Which is, I'm not gonna say it's cool. It's just a little odd. Now his mother got some stuff she need to clean up too. But I'm listening to him describe his father. It's like, all right, man, he's not lazy. He's not lazy, but my gosh. The resume was it 4 kids, right? Him, and he got 3 siblings. From a whole other, he got his mother, and then a whole other chick that he knocked up for 3. This is crazy. Let's get back to it. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Some kind of engineer stuff there.
Okay. Are you in college?
I graduated from college.
But you don't know what your father does for a living? And whether or not he has a degree?
No, not really.
Okay.
No.
And you're how old?
21.
Doesn't sound like you're incredibly close to your father either.
I mean, we are. I grew up in the house with him, but it was kind of...
No. I asked a very simple question. Does your father have a college degree? And you did not say yes. But you have one.
Right.
If you were close to your father, you would know he has a college degree.
Right.
You're not close to your father. Your father picked your mother. He picked his stepmother. He picked your stepmother, and then he picked this other woman who's not his wife. What's your relationship like with her?
He just ran down the resume. The mother, and so it's 3 different women and 4 children, correct? Do I have the math correct? And he didn't marry any of them. Tell me Papa was a Rolling Stone without telling me Papa was a Rolling Stone. And y'all right, man, that I can't unhear the damn smoke detector. Ain't this something? Word up, Quiet Storm said, college graduate, but can't change a mother effing battery. Ain't that something? 3 women, 4 children, 1 ex-wife. Ain't that something? 3 women, 4 children, 1 ex-wife. Ain't that something? I was off. I said he ain't married none of them. No, he did marry 1. Thank you. All right, back at it. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
The mother of
we're cordial, but we don't.
You're cordial, but the mother of your half siblings.
Right.
Right.
We don't talk much.
But I noticed you put all this off on the women and not the father.
Uh-oh. Ladies.
What?
Where y'all at? Where y'all at? He hates women. He gay. He blames them for everything. Where were y'all when this happened? And you know what? I want to say I heard all his shows live. There's things in my mind that I'm like, yo, I wonder what show that was. But this right here, I might have been doing something while this conversation took place. Because a lot of times when I'll be listening to some stuff, like when I'm spinning something for the whole 2 hours, and I know a lot of his shows I would hear live. Maybe I was in the gym late one night, and it's like I vaguely recall this conversation. Vaguely. But then I was thinking about it. I'm like, what happened? I remember he was having a conversation with a kid, and he had to put the kid in his place. It wasn't an argument or nothing. And then when I thought it, I'm listening to it one night, and then this came on. And that's when I rose up out of bed like, wait a minute. This was the show. Wow. What happened to he hates women? Exactly, David Scott III. This kid must have thought he was just going to bash his moms and Kev was going to be like, hey, man, that's good stuff. No. That's why I'm doing this review. This is my first one. It's not going to be the last. I'm letting y'all know right now. Y'all hearing this, right? Ladies, where y'all at? Let's hear some more. Fair use. Fair use.
Right. That's
Why?
true.
Why?
The reason why I believe why is because, like I said, I mean, when I look at all of my friends just going to high school just recently, all of their fathers are not in their lives.
But
it's
your
like,
father's
if
not
I'm
in
looking
your
at my
life. Hold
environment-
on. Your father and you are not very close. You don't even know if he has a degree. He's put 3 women. He's put your mother, a woman you didn't even call a stepmother who was in your life for half of your existence. You don't even call her a
Right.
stepmother. You said you're cordial. If she was there from age 3 until 13, she was there through her formative years. You're trying to tell me this woman never cooked a meal for you, never took care of you, never did nothing from 3 to 13.
Yeah, they both did.
No, but she had no biological responsibility to you.
Mm.
And you didn't even have
Absolutely.
the decency to, no, but you didn't even call her your stepmother. This is just some batch. Have you spoke to her since
Well, the reason why-
Hold on. Have you spoken to, do you talk to her since your mother, since your father and her divorce?
No.
Wow. Did you hear what he just said? This young man didn't even have the decency to call this next woman his stepmom. She's raised him to some capacity. He didn't have any real complaints about her because if there was a real complaint, he'd have said so. So he didn't respect her. He didn't respect his biological mother. He only respects his dad, whom he doesn't really know much about. And here Kevin is pointing it out. Here Kevin is pointing it out. In a sense, although this kid for 21 years old, he's well-spoken, he's very misguided. He's calling him out on it. Where were the women during this? Why hasn't anyone clipped this? Don't worry, I'm going to be clipping this. This young man was very ungrateful. This young man had misguided blame. Red pill misuse. And you got to call him out on this, because this is not what it's supposed to be about. This is, and a lot of y'all will be able to identify what I'm about to say. All of y'all are from different cities, but we all know what false flagging is, right? You're my passport, bro. No, you're not. And don't say you are, because you're making us look bad. Yo, I'm manosphere. No, you're not. You're making us look bad. I'm red pill. No, you're not. You're making us look bad. False flagging. On the street level, what can happen to you if you false flag? You're walking around in a Crip neighborhood and you got a blue bandana, and some random person comes up, yo, and they go do all of this weird stuff with their hands, and they start speaking in code, and you just stare at them like, huh? What you think gonna happen to you? Oh, you're not Crip? No. Why do you have a blue bandana? Give it up. You're not supposed to even wear that. You lucky if that conversation even goes like that. You don't false flag, man. So this kid is, let's just listen some more. Fair use, ladies and gentlemen. Fair use. This is very educational.
Okay. Son, you have misplaced anger.
Uh-oh.
You have misplaced anger. You should be looking directly at your father, not the women. But I understand how you got here. Like so many, it's easy to look at your mother who wasn't there and to look at the idyllic everybody else. But your father seems to have allowed your mother to go over here. He had a woman for 10 years and now he has another woman with 3 kids. I would say that you probably don't have the best relationship with those kids either. You've been pretty much, the way you make it sound is you've pretty much been an outside kid.
Yeah.
And that's on your father. Cause he was the one, because he's the parent, because he's the parent that's there. See, the thing you are saying is the Black community is in a situation because the women are in charge. They're in charge because they have custody, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
Because
no, follow the logic, young man. The women in the Black community are in charge because they have custody of the children. Yes or no?
Yep.
Yes.
Who had custody of you?
My dad.
Kind of pretty before it gets started, ain't it? Oh, frog money, Horton, he did ride Cambo. Frog money, Horton, he did ride Cambo.
Take that!
Where are all the women that said all this man did was tear them down? Did y'all peep what he just said? The Black community has taken a step backwards because the majority of the women have custody, the single women have custody of the children, yes? So he asked the young man, who had custody of you? My dad. He said, follow the logic. Misguided blame. He just called it misguided anger. Do you understand? Fair use, y'all. Fair use. I love this. Fair use.
So, who's responsible for you?
For me?
Yes, the state you're in right now. Who's responsible for you? Use the same logic you use the same logic you came in and used with against the women.
Right.
Who's responsible for your?
I mean, the reason.
Who? No, sir. You can get to your next point, but use the same logic you came in using against the women.
Right.
Who's responsible
for me specifically?
Yes.
For me specifically, my dad.
Yes.
I didn't think we were talking about a situation.
But it's relevant. See, I asked how we got here is how a guy 21 years old has any of these negative feelings. You should really have no real issues at 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I understood. Hold on. You called into the show. Let me do what I do. At 21 years old, you graduated from college. Your life should be on the upswing. You should have some optimistic stuff instead of saying that the women have done this and that. Right or wrong, I'm not saying it, but oftentimes when young men like yourself lived lives to where you were kind of felt abandoned, you look for faults, and the fault is in your eyes the women.
Yeah.
And it mirrors what you were saying. That's some of the issues with these red pill spaces. They catch guys like you. And then unfortunately you get things twisted.
Wow. What's the title of my show? Red Pill Misuse. The ideology of the manosphere is great. The ideology of red pill is great. But what happens is you get young men like this who got chips on their shoulder, and instead of fixing it and going to therapy, as many points as all of these channels make, because they make some great points that are 100% true. I'm old enough and been around the block old enough to look at this stuff and say that's true, but I've lived a lot of the stuff. But when you have a young cat that clearly needs therapy, who's probably never sat down with his dad and had a conversation about why things are the way they are, why I got 3 or 4 siblings that are half siblings, why was you married to this one and then divorced but not married to my mother? He's never had a man conversation, so he's left on his own. Now he's, blog father, what up? So now he's a college grad, but he still has his chip on his shoulder. So he's smart, but mentally he's a bit inept when it comes to his personal surroundings. So instead of going to see a therapist to figure out what's going on with him, or at least at minimum sitting down and talking with his father and conducting an interview and finding out how things are, what he's doing is he's felt comfortable in blaming the women for what's going on in his life, because it's easy to get on YouTube and click on some videos. Now you see, I don't know when he found Kevin Samuels, but he probably saw some highlights and saw him chewing out a few women and thought that this was a safe space for him to go vent his personal issues. And what the Godfather did was he straightened them out. What happened to the hate on women? Oh yeah, paranormal investigations. I hope everything's okay with that, good brother. But it's good that you're there to deal with it. Now, where's all this, oh, he just hates women? Because he could have just listened to it and let him rant and then went on to the next call. But he took it and he dissected it. And I bet you he helped this young man. Fair use, y'all, fair use. And he just put look, there's nothing wrong with the manosphere or the red pill, but there's a lot of people in there that take it and turn things around. Now, there's a lot of guys that are red pill or manosphere that would have just let this kid get this off and coddle him. Yeah, you are the victim. Yeah, your mother ain't shit. At least your father was there. Yeah, have a good night. Next caller. He could have did that, but Kevin didn't do that. You know why? Because he wouldn't be helping them. And let me say this. That's similar to you just plus size, girl. No men are intimidated by you. You're just plus size. So what? You're just size 24. Get your hair done. Eat what you want to eat. Who cares? You make 6 figures a year, and you're just plus size, and you're beautiful. Your arteries beg to differ. Hypertension says I beg to differ. Your pre-diabetes or diabetes says I beg to differ. And by the time you're in your early 40s, you might have to lose a limb, or you won't wake up one day. Now, I know what some haters are thinking. Oh, well, Kevin passed and he didn't wake up one day. He didn't, but he was in shape. But he also had other ailments. One of the things I would like to have seen him stop doing was drinking a goddamn Red Bull every day. But that's just my opinion. The man was a cancer survivor. And he did stay in shape. But he had other ailments going on. And where you're calling your good buddy a plus size, Anthony, what up? A plus size, beautiful woman, her arteries beg to differ. You're doing her more harm than good. And what Kevin did was he took the gloves off, saying, yo, look, you can choose to do whatever you want to do, but you're on my show arguing with me down that it's okay to be how you are. And I'm telling you, health-wise, it's not. Health-wise, it's not. And now on top of that, not only is it bad health-wise, now you want to get on my show and say that you deserve a man that makes X amount of dollars. Now, if a woman, if Beyonce could be out of a man's league, what makes you think Jay-Z is not out your league, Black Queen? Oh, shit.
Whoa!
What? You heard what I said. If Beyonce is out an average man's league, what makes a Instagram model be in the same league as Jay-Z? What? Because she could twerk, she got big boobs, got big hips, got a big butt. She gives gawk, what do they call it? Gawk 3000? Means nothing. Because all Jay wants to know is, what can you bring to the table? And the sad fact is, a lot of women, they don't even know what to bring to the table. Yeah, I got hips, I got booty. Yeah, Jay, look, he's done been with every type of bad bitch you could think of, and he done married the baddest one in the game. So if they broke up and a shorty had a chance, what could she bring to the goddamn table? That's a fair question. Because when Beyonce's back on the market, it's a little different for her, right? What is she gonna do? Tell him, man, what you bring to the table? Well, bitch, you divorced Jay-Z, or y'all got divorced. I ain't got his money. What can I give you? Probably some good pipe. I damn sure can't bring your money. You got your own money. And wait a minute, Beyonce, not for nothing, I'm 25. You are like 41. Uh-oh. It's a little different now, right? But I ain't gonna go off on that tangent. Kevin Samuels is holding this young king accountable. Where were the women for this? Fair use. Fair use.
I said, go back and listen to what I said. I asked you if your mother and father, if your stepmother and your father were married. Yes. And you didn't call her a stepmother. You referred her in an offhanded kind of way. She is there for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Your father picked all of these women. Right. And your father does not sound like the most stable dude. He had a child with your mother.
Yep.
The woman he was with for 10 years, you said she went the hypergamy route. What does that mean? She went and married a richer man?
The hypergamy route. No. Social media got caught up in that.
See, you got all the red pill talking points.
Uh-oh.
At 21. That's why I know what I'm talking about. All the red pill talking points. You are far too jaded to be 21, and none of this has to do with your personal lived experience with your women.
You see that? You see that? This kid has no real experience. But he's on YouTube and he's on TikTok and he's following these brothers and he's taking all of their talking points and applying it to his life. And he's thinking that it's his life, and it's not. He's 21. He has no experience. What he has is misguided blame. He don't need YouTube. He needs an actual therapist sitting down in the office and having a conversation with someone that can assist in what he's feeling. And he might be able to recite a lot of things that these red pill channels could say, that these manosphere channels could say. He might be able to recite a lot of stuff and sound smart, but here's the bad part. It don't apply to him because he hasn't lived it. I'm mature enough to deal with that. The same reason why I'm saying it's not good for this kid to be on here red pilling it up is the same reason why you shouldn't let a 10-year-old watch an adult film. You know why? I can tell you one of the first times I saw a pair of boobs on the screen, I didn't know what to do. I was like maybe 6 or 7 years old. All I know is that my thing got hard. I'm like, what the dry humping the mattress and shit. That's real talk. And you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're feeling. But now you get a little older, you can actually walk into a strip club. Now watch this. Think about the first time you walked into a strip club, the very first time, and then think about the last time you walked into a strip club years later as a grown-ass man. It's a lot different. The difference for me is damn near, it was the first time I went to an actually strip club. Watch Game of Salute. I was probably like 17. And I'm trying to be cool, but chicks run up and start, shaking, and you give them $1. Then, OG had to tell me, yo, slow down. You don't want to blow all your money. Chill for a minute. Then years later, I started working at them. And then now it's like, Now I walk into them and I'm walking, even when I'm with my wife, walk in like, okay, all right. Get out of here, get out of here. Oh, no, you come here. It's a lot different from when you're 17 or 18 to now when you're in your 40s. Hell, by the time I got into my mid-20s, I was already like, all right, totally different. Totally different. But you get the point. You went from not being able to handle it to handle it. I listened to everything. Everybody, manosphere, the black manosphere, because there's a difference. Red pill. I've listened to it all, but there's things that I understand. There's things that I understand everything. There's things that I agree with, and then there's been people that said things that I'm like, it's a little fugazi, but okay. But this 21-year-old kid who has personal issues found comfort in red pill rhetoric, and he's applying it to his life, and it's misguided blame. And that's why I'm telling y'all, for the women, Kevin Samuels wasn't what was advertised to you if you didn't do your own research. So you hear me say, have you heard an entire show? Most women are like, no, I don't want to listen. Okay, fine. They don't judge them though. Because you missed this. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
You're blaming your mother. You're blaming your stepmother. You're blaming the other woman, and none of this has to do with any of your dad put all of this in front of you. You need some serious therapy and some family counseling. You need to sit down and talk to your mother. You need to sit down and talk to your mother, because here's the thing. This is about forgiveness. Typically, it goes the other way around. Typically, men have to forgive their father and hold their mothers accountable. But for you, it's the other way around. You're going to have to forgive your mother and hold your father accountable and forgive them both, because you are far too young to be talking about any of the shit you're talking about now. You haven't lived it. What is your longest romantic relationship with a woman?
He said, what is your longest romantic relationship with a woman?
Longest romantic relationship.
Are you a virgin?
Not very long.
Are you a virgin?
No.
What is your longest romantic relationship with a woman?
Probably longest about a year.
A year. And at what age was that?
18 to 19.
18 to 19. You guys were together a year while you were in college?
Yeah.
And is that the person you lost your virginity to?
No.
Have you had sex with more than one person?
Yeah.
You see that uncomfortable pause right there? Doesn't it sound like he's on the route to be just like his father? College graduate, but being just like his father. Did his father tell you, yo, look, focus on your studies, get out of school, don't knock anybody up? You see Kevin staring? You see that? You see that? The cycle will continue. You see that? And that ain't got nothing to do with the mother. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Family counseling.
Hello?
Yeah, family counseling. I'm going to leave it there. Family counseling. You're too young, dude.
And can I put out a little bit of a response?
No.
No.
Okay. No, because at 21, dude, you're 21. I heard what you had to say. I understood what you were saying. I didn't say it was wrong. But my thing is, you say the women should come first, right? The women should go first because they basically screwed the community up. Okay, but in order for the women to go first,
no, I didn't say that.
I heard what you said. That's the overall sentiment. Overall sentiment. Where we are right now, the black community is upside down, the matriarchy, blah blah blah. Okay, if the women went first, are you willing to forgive them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely.
This show is about forgiveness. Are you willing to give relationships a second chance? Romantic relationships and personal relationships with family members. This is what this show is about. Which is why this show in particular was very interesting. And that's why this call was like a slam dunk.
Absolutely.
Have you forgiven your mother?
I told you I'm cordial with her.
That's not that's bullshit. That's not forgiveness.
No.
But the thing is,
no, it's not, young man. No, young man. No. See, I know what I'm talking about. Cordial is not forgiveness.
That's right.
You don't even talk to your stepmother who was there for 10 years, who helped raise you and take care of you. And the woman who's with your father right now, y'all are cordial. You have shit relationships with women.
Yep.
That's why I'm saying
that's why you need therapy. No, you can talk all you want to. Go pay a therapist. You see, this is one of the problems I have with red pill spaces. They catch guys like this. And you guys you're too young to be talking about hypergamy and all this other shit when you've had one relationship of 1 year.
Yep.
You've got family issues.
Yep.
And he still wants to tell me this story like I'm going to change. I listen very well and I know what I'm talking about. You need therapy, young man. Family counseling. You don't be cordial with your mother.
Nope.
And you need to hold your father accountable. Ask your dad, why'd you pick these women and put me in front of them?
Boom.
This is what it's done to me. Because you had all that heat and all the smoke for the women. But you ain't going to have it for the men. See?
Oh. Maybe I should bring that back. Just a tad.
Ask your dad, why'd you pick these women and put me in front of them? This is what it's done to me. Because you had all that heat and all the smoke for the women. But you ain't going to have it for the men. See?
Wow. See that?
The red pill has very good information, but you need to know it needs to be turned off. You need to hold your father. You need to mute the YouTube channel in the background. And some of you guys OD on this stuff and you're far too young.
Yeah.
You need more interactions with women. Donovan Sharp was talking about the 35-35 rule, or was it Mario? You need to interact with at least 35 women dating or whatever. You need to wait before you start making any of these decisions and pronouncements. I mean, anyway, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yo. Rod Neal in that super chat again. He said, I don't believe he has had a woman. He answering questions like, I would have at 13. Brother. Quiet Storm still on smoke detector. Hell yeah, man. That was annoying. Man, listen, I agree with you, Rod. I agree with you, Rod. But y'all understand it's misguided blame. And that's what Kevin was saying, man. The red pill catches these kids when they're nice and green. And it's just disgusting. Do you see why we saluted the Godfather? So when Femi was on here and she said, why y'all on his Disney? She missed that show. I should have said to her, why aren't you on his? Probably too heavy. But anyway, I'm gonna reach out to her again probably later on in the morning. So I don't know what happened to her. Ain't that something? Where were the women for that? And Kevin pretty much told this young king, you're not gonna blame women for this. Your father raised you. This is what y'all need. 1 second, y'all. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Yeah, man. So that's not bad for a first review, right? And I got more coming because there's a lot of foolishness that I see that I'm gonna address. So we about to get it popping here on Painful Excellence Podcast. There's too much for me to do it personally. Ask, yo, did you see this? Did you see that? No, I'm just gonna start bringing up stuff so we can review it and discuss it so you can see it yourself. It is very, very, very important. And like I said, I'm very, very petty. So to the women that can't stand the Godfather, his work is out there. We're not stealing from him. We're reiterating his points. Y'all. We are reiterating his points. You know, just like Just Pearly Things did. But here's the difference. She took all his points and just changed, whatever, man. Y'all know what she did. Y'all know what she did. And y'all know how that turned out for her. She, people started digging up her past and was like, nah, she ain't mean that. How she meant this the other, like 2-3 years ago. Now she's saying this. Difference is, the Godfather was saying shit that I've been saying since I was in my 20s. But I was too immature to understand certain things. By the time I was in my 30s, I understood a lot. By the time I got in my 40s, I understood more. Now I'm knocking on 50. And I'm still learning, but I'm like, man, you know what? We got to reiterate everything. It's not only Kevin Samuels. It's a lot of things. And while I'm at it, There's also a lot of foolishness. The beautiful love is the word sends me things every day. David Scott, Rod Neal, Philip D. They send me a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna start bringing stuff up, and we're just gonna start reviewing it, so you can see the foolishness. I think it does it better when you can see it with your own two eyes. And I'll narrate what I'm seeing. Look, this is what I saw. This is what we're gonna discuss. We're about to do big things on this channel. We're about to grow. All right. I'm gonna pack this up. I gotta get up in the morning. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda, Cash App, the Super Chat. Yeah, man. I'll call Tay back. I just missed something. Yeah, we're about to get this on and popping. No doubt. Blog Father, man. Much love and appreciation, man. Y'all enjoy. You don't eat too much on your barbecue. If you're gonna overeat, the next day, do a mile. All right, as fast as you can. Much love, appreciation, everybody, and salute to the Godfather, man. This was a good. I guess this was my first reaction. This is dope. And make sure y'all like and share this, man. And I will definitely catch y'all on the rebound, man. Much love and appreciation to every last one of you. Let's grow. See y'all soon.